Namaste yogis, welcome. Thank you so much for watching. So today's practice is going to be about headaches. I have a little bit of a headache today. So we're going to do asana and pranayama to help with that. If you haven't, if you want to wash your hands or if you have disinfectant, you can disinfect your hands if you would like to use them to do our pranayama. If you would not want to do that, we can still do it hands-free and just use our imagination to guide the breath. Today I have already washed my hands, so I will do it manually, like with the mudra, and it's up to you, all right? So first, I'd like you to find a comfortable seated position, so it can be Sukhasana, cross-legged position. I have a blanket under my tailbone so that I can tilt my pelvis forward, so you can have a blanket or blocks or as many props as you need so that you sit up tall and comfortably. You maybe place extra blankets under your knees, as sometimes that is helpful to patting your knees for that extra support, and it sometimes allows the pelvis to land where it needs to go. So in my case, it does the opposite, so it might does the opposite in your case. This is all about trying out the props and seeing what works. Bring your shoulders over the hips, close your eyes, and take a couple of long, deep breaths here. And you first want to connect with the ground, your legs, your glutes. Allow your shoulders to be right over the hips. Slightly tuck your chin onto your chest, just a little bit, and elongate the spine. Press the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Keep your eyelids softly closed. Soften your facial muscles. And you can rest your hands on your thighs or your knees, palms down if you would like to ground, palms up if you would like some extra energy today. So whatever works for you today, let your body tell you what it needs. And then observe how is it you are breathing this morning. Notice if your breath feels long and even and deep, or perhaps feels a little erratic. Maybe it's choppy, maybe it only goes at a chest level. Sometimes it goes half chest, sometimes it goes a little lower. But very often when we're not paying attention, the breath can shift and stay in a pattern that is not helpful, that is not supportive. So notice if that's the case. You don't need to go into your pranayama just yet, just paying attention to the breath. Sometimes it's enough for it to change. If at any point you need to change your seated position, please do that. Maybe guide your eyes towards the space between the eyebrows, the center of your forehead. Maybe guide it up towards the crown of the head, if that feels okay in your eyes. And see if you can start following the breath and expand your belly. Even if it doesn't feel natural to you to do that, just let it fill up or let it expand. And when you exhale, at the bottom of the exhalation, guide your navel in towards the spine. And once again, even if it doesn't feel that's what your body wants to do, filling up as you inhale and empty as you exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Continue at your own pace. Relax your eyes, relax your face. And when you are ready, bring the awareness to your right nostril, just the right nostril. Observe it, maybe picture your nostril in your mind. And on your next breath, flip your right palm up if it's not up. If it was already up, flip your left palm down then to close up the left side or the left nadi. Bring your right hand into Gyan Mudra so your thumb and your index touch, extending all 3 fingers from pinky to middle finger. And continue to focus on your right nostril. Some of you will start shifting with your awareness and start feeling more sensation on the right side of the body. And do not worry if you don't feel anything. Just keep focusing on the right nostril. If you like working with your imagination, then you may picture the prana moving in through your right nostril and filling up the right side of the body from the base of the spine all the way up. And when you exhale, you can visualize the energy going down as the air comes out from your nostrils, only on the right side. Rising and falling. You can think like if there was a tube, which that's what a nadi is, going along the spine, all the way down to the base of the spine. So every time you inhale and you get that energy into your body, it goes right into the base of the spine. And as more prana comes in, the level of prana starts rising, going towards the top of the head. Imagine that now you're vacuuming that energy out from your nostrils. So as you breathe out, think about the energy moving down as you suction it out of your system. And it's like if you can see the level of energy going down once more. Rising as you inhale. Falling as you exhale. Rising. Falling. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. Flip your right palm down, observe your breath. Now maybe when your mudra is gone, maybe you can still feel that right channel, your Pingala Nadi opened. You might be able to feel that energy flowing through the right side. If you need to stretch your legs, do that. Lean back, extend your legs forward, shake the tension, maybe move them side to side, and maybe cross again. Maybe this time you cross the other way, other leg in front, and find that comfortable Sukhasana. And when you're ready, start bringing the awareness to your left nostril. Maybe flip your left palm up and go into Gyan Mudra on the left hand. Focus on the left side of the body, rising and falling. If you are using your visualization, remember the energy rises as you breathe in and drops as you breathe out. Your mind, might take you again towards the right, so continue to bring the awareness to the left. Nadi pranayama, when we work on opening up both nadis, we start balancing the 2 hemispheres of the brain. This type of breathing techniques help with headaches and migraines. is a wonderful way to calm yourself down. When your mind wanders, just draw the awareness back to your breath, back to your left nostril and all the left side. Your left hand is in Gyan Mudra, and your mudra is firm, not tense, but you can keep those 3 fingers extended so that you can really connect with that pranic flow. We're going to take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you're ready, release your Gyan Mudra, flip your left palm down, and observe your breath through both nostrils. And it might be more obvious to you, the energy flowing along both nadis. Now we're working with the center line of energy, which is known as the Sushumna Nadi. We'll take one more breath, full deep breath. And when you're ready, tuck your chin onto your chest as you exhale. Blink your eyes open and gaze forward, shoulders back and down. Lean back a little bit, extend your legs and shake the tension off your legs. Maybe move your feet on circular motions both ways. And get your props because you might need them, you may not, but just in case. So if you're along your mat, you can stay there. I'm gonna go there so then I can show you the alignment of the back. Have your strap, or if you have a scarf or something that you can wrap yourself with, handy. And then find your way onto your Dandasana. So you're gonna remove the extra flesh from underneath. So literally you'll put in the flesh up on the props, whether you have a block or a folded blanket. And then bring your legs closer together, about fist distance apart. Now, depending on how much pressure you have on your hamstrings and on your back, maybe you need a little higher prop. Maybe you need 2 blankets, or if you have the blocks, you can either do 1 block or make your slide like we used to do in class. And relax your tummy. Allow your pelvis to be in a neutral place so that your pubic bone and your hip bones will be perpendicular to the floor. Press your heels away from you, and if this starts bothering your hip flexors, I highly recommend that you take an extra blanket and place it under your knees. And so this is going to give you extra space so that you can work with the position of your pelvis. Relax your shoulders away from the ears and breathe here. Flex your feet, close your eyes, and soften through your shoulders. Your hands are on your lap, so we're not using them as support. And what is doing the work is your back body, your back muscles. Try to keep your belly soft in this position. Press the crown of the head towards the ceiling as much as you press your heels away from you. Breathe. If you like mudras, you can go onto Usha's Mudra, interlace your fingers, and rest your hands on your lap. Palms can be up. The thing about Dandasana is that although it looks like we're just sitting here, if you are paying attention to the alignment, then you start noticing your muscles kicking in to help your posture. If you start feeling any pressure, any tension on your lumbar spine, chances are that you are collapsing back. So I do recommend that you take a higher prop under your seats to support you better. Remember that using props doesn't mean that you're less of a yogi. A wonderful yogi, Iyengar, he used to use props for every asana. And he was awesome. So are you. Breathe deeply here. We're gonna take 2 more breaths. And when you are ready, release your mudra, open your eyes, take your blanket out of the way, shake your knees, bend the right knee and bring it in towards the chest. And we're gonna take a moment here just to balance out the hips once more. Keep pressing through the left heel. Rest your right foot on the floor. Try to keep your foot in line with your knee and with your hip and keep your torso facing forward. Breathe. And now pay attention what your back is doing. We're gonna try to send the tailbone back to the best of our ability. We'll take 2 breaths here. Stimulating the internal organs as the knee comes in towards the chest, filling up your belly against the thigh. On your next inhalation, allow your right knee go out to the right and bring your foot sole against your thigh on the left side. So if you like, you can once again have that blanket under the knee. And if your right knee is not going all the way down to the floor, you could also have another blanket under that leg. So notice if that's what your body wants today. Take your strap and pass it around the ball of the right foot. Elbows in towards the body. Keep your torso facing the short end of the mat. Lengthen through the spine as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, hinge forward gently, just gently, elbows push behind you. Keep your blades together, keep your shoulders back. Inhale, come back up. And as you exhale, hinge forward. Keep the extension of that leg. Even if you have that blanket, you're still pressing your leg down towards it. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, hinge forward. 3 more breaths. Inhale, upright. Exhale, in. 2 more. Work with your Dirga Pranayama, and on the last round, stay here and breathe. Pay attention and make sure that your props are not making your hips crooked, and then you are able to put equal weight on left and right. Make sure that that left foot is active, that you are actively pressing that leg down. Your knee doesn't have to be fully extended for you to feel your hamstrings. Keep your shoulders away from the ears, and with every breath, you may allow your body to go deeper, but you don't have to. Maybe close your eyes and observe your breath. The next time you inhale with control, come back up onto an upright position. And as you exhale, you can take your strap, put it aside, relax your shoulders back and down. Mindfully, you may help that right knee up on your next breath. Bring your foot sole back onto the floor. Maybe your blanket under the left leg goes away, or you can just adjust shoulders away from the ears, and we return to the starting position. Maybe it feels a little different after the stretch. Maybe your foot can come a little closer to your body, but you don't have to. Remember, watch for the knee, watch for your hips. Keep pressing your tailbone back and up, and breathe against your thigh. This is like if you were doing Pavanamuktasana in a way, so you're still stimulating the muscles, not the muscles, but the organs on your right side. This helps with elimination and allows the prana to go into your back body as you contract the frontal part, the frontal body. One more breath. And with control, as you inhale, release your leg, shake it off, move your feet side to side. Maybe readjust on your blanket, find your Dandasana, shoulders away from the ears, and we're gonna go on to the other side. So when you're ready, bend your left knee and hold your leg tightly. Find your center and breathe. If you were using a blanket under the extended knee, you can do the same thing. Remember that your right foot is still active and you're pressing through the heel and you're pressing your extended leg against the blanket. Balance the weight left and right. Keep your shoulders back and down. 2 more breaths here. And when you are ready, bring the left foot sole against the inner thigh, the right inner thigh. If you had a blanket under the bent knee, remember to do the same thing. Readjust in your Janu Shirsasana pose and place the strap on the ball of the foot. Relax your shoulders back and down. Breathe here, take a few moments. Keep your elbows by your sides, by your rib cage. Give yourself enough length with the strap that you can do that. And on your next exhalation, hinging from the hips, lean forward. And as you inhale, come back to an upright. Use the strap as support. Exhale, hinge forward. Both feet are active. Inhale to an upright. Elbows behind you, shoulders down. Inhale. On the next round, as you exhale, go forward and stay. You may close your eyes and breathe. Remember to adjust your body if needed, come higher if it's too much, and keep the extension of your back. Don't overdo it. We'll take one more breath, full deep breath. And next time you inhale, very mindfully bring yourself back to center. And take your strap, put it aside. And on your next exhalation, bring your left knee up. Balance your weight. You can keep the blanket under the extended leg if you need to, that's fine. And maybe this time we are able to bring the foot a little closer to the belly, but without collapsing onto our back. So make sure that we're not sacrificing the back just so that we get a sense of accomplishment. So the accomplishment is to listen to the body and not to overdo it, and also not to underdo it. Maybe close your eyes and breathe deeply against your thigh, expanding your belly against the thigh. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you're ready and with control, release your leg down, shake the tension, move side to side. Awesome. Now maybe readjust on your blanket or your blocks, and when you're ready, bend both knees, allow your foot soles this time to touch and let your knees flare. Baddha Konasana. From seated position. So here you want to make sure that your pelvis is tilted into neutral. So think about sending your pubic bone down. You can hold onto your shins, onto your ankles, maybe even lean forward and hold onto your big toes. It all depends on your hips and your knees. Draw your shoulders back and under, draw your blades together, breathe here, inhale. And as you exhale, hinge from the hips and lean forward comfortably. See if you can bring the balls of your feet together, the toe mounts towards each other. Try to keep your toes together. See how that works for your hips once you do that, but try not to let them tense. If you are leaning far enough that you can go into Ushas Mudra and hold onto your feet, onto your toes, you may do that. If that doesn't work for you, or you start feeling as your body starts rounding, stay up here and make sure that the hinge happens right from the creases of the legs. So find that position that will work for you. Imagine that you're being pulled forward from a string that comes out from the crown of the head. So you're not pulling, actually not forward, up. So moving your rib cage away from the hips, like you always work into creating that space, and then start breathing into your Dirga Pranayama. Your whole body is active. But not tense, you guys. Every time you exhale, maybe your body allows you to go a little deeper, but you don't have to. We're gonna take 3 more breaths here. With control, next time you inhale, letting go of the toes if you're holding on to them. And as you exhale, come back to an upright. Help your knees up on the inhalation, lean back, and exhale, extend your legs, shake the tension off, and move your feet side to side. Wonderful. We're going onto our bellies, actually onto our child's pose. Let us get into a wide knee child's pose. You can have your blanket, actually keep that one folded like that. You're gonna have your blanket under your knees. Go wide with your knees, bring your big toes to touch, and hinge right from your pelvis. Sorry. And hinge forwards and rest your elbows onto the floor. Maybe stack your fists and rest your forehead down and breathe. If there is no connection with your glutes and your heels, you can either lift your upper body a little more. You can have extra props to bring your body a little higher. If you have a pillow handy, you can do that. You can do that with blankets or even a bolster. And this is only if your knees are okay with that. If the connection on your of your heels and glutes is not happening because the pressure on your knees don't allow it, then instead of doing this, we're gonna walk ourselves forward a little bit, taking the pressure off the knees. Do remember that when we come forward, we're not putting all the weight on the head because we want to spare the neck from getting all tense. So watch for that. Balance your weight at the front and back body and release your neck. Don't put any strain there. Breathe. We're going wide knee. We are not building up pressure for the head. We're allowing the belly to expand so your diaphragm, the muscle at the bottom of your rib cage, also expands, massaging your organs, creating more space for your lungs to get more oxygen. Think about expanding in a three-dimensional way. Your tummy moves closer to the floor. Your back body moves closer to the ceiling. Your side body moves closer to the side walls. I'm gonna take 3 more breaths here. When you are ready, bring your hands under the shoulders and exhale, push yourself up slowly. Walk your knees closer together and walk your body onto your tabletop position. Stack your joints. You want your hips over the knees, your shoulders over the wrists. Middle finger points forward, thumbs point one another. Tailbone up as you inhale, drop your belly, open your chest, look forward or up. High cat, tuck your tailbone as you exhale. Bring your navel in towards the spine, round your upper back, and let your head dangle. And once more, tailbone rises on the inhalation, followed by the rest of the spine, gaze up. Lead with the pelvis, tuck your tailbone, round your back, and then let your head relax. Find your rhythm. One more. Inhale into cow stretch. And and cat as you exhale. Inhale, come back to center. And maybe move your hips side to side as you exhale. Wonderful. And when you're ready, walk your body towards the front. But if you like, you can have your blanket under your tummy and you can rest your pubic bone onto the floor. So your hips are still on the blanket. Bring your big toes to touch. Bring your forehead down to the floor. Relax here for a few moments. Sometimes headaches can come from tension on the neck, so we're going to be working to release that tension. So from here, you're going to bring your feet parallel. Toes are pointing straight back. Extend your legs. Some of you might extend so much that your the creases of your knees push against the ceiling, towards the ceiling. If you find that this is uncomfortable for your lower back, you can also bring your legs wider apart, maybe even mat width apart, and that will ease on your back. All right, so find that leg position that supports your lower back and hips. And when you're ready, bring your forehead straight down onto the floor and bring your hands out to the sides at a T position. From here, bend the elbows and rest your hands where your elbows were and try to check that you have your arms at a goal post posture or no, at a 90-degree angle. And so your wrist might be right below the elbows. Your elbows might be in line with the shoulders. Awesome. Now from here, draw your shoulder blades together and pull them down and bring your hands into cupcake hands. Push your elbows forward and try to put less weight on your hands. Feel the upper back of your traps engaging. Press the top of the feet on the floor. And the next time you inhale, bring your forehead, nose, chin, and chest off the floor. Breathe. And as you stay here, continue to squeeze the blades together. Your gaze can be down on the mat, can be slightly forward, or could be even up, depending on what's going on your neck. Then check with your elbows and maybe press your elbows forward. And try to keep your wrist in line with your elbows to the best of your ability. Breathe. Little weight on the hands. On your next exhalation, keep your chest off the floor, your elbows moving in, and allow your forehead to move down towards the floor. Breathe. No weight is on the head. Keep squeezing the upper part of your trapezius. This is a nice traction for your neck. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. Forehead, nose, chin, look up as you inhale. And as you exhale with control, flat hands on the floor, release yourself down onto the floor. Bring your hands under the forehead, walk your feet closer together, big toes touch, heels out. Bend your knees, bring your feet towards the sky and allow your feet to flare, keep your knees closer together. Let your pubic bone fall towards the floor. Push your arms down towards the ground. Lift your chest and bring your elbows right below the shoulders. Hug them so maybe you allow them to be right under the shoulders. If that is too much, too high, walk them forward. That's okay. Just try not to let them go behind you. So either under the shoulders or forward. So once you find the height that will work for your lower back, relax your feet out to the sides, shoulders away from the ears. Tuck your chin onto your chest. Press your forearms and hands down and start moving your chin across the collarbone side to side, stretching your neck. Maybe close the eyes and breathe as you continue to massage your neck. Stretching the parts of your traps that we were working when we were doing the spider cobra. And when you're ready, maybe come back to center, gaze forward or up. Maybe move your head side to side. Maybe yes and no. Just make sure this feels right on your neck. And when you're ready, come back to center. Bring your feet closer together, release them onto the floor. Hands together, forehead down. Bring your right knee out to the right. And if you want to take your one of your blankets, you can have the blanket under the knee and the ankle as you bring it out to the side. Maybe the knee is at the level of the hip, but it doesn't have to be. You can stay with your forehead down onto the floor, or if you choose, you can bring your left hand by your hip, palm facing up, rounding your shoulder. Gaze maybe towards the right, or maybe rest your temple on the floor, hugging the ground with your right hand. So this is another amazing asana that will help you with headache. There is a gentle pressure on your temple. If this is too much as you for your neck, you can keep your hand under the temple. You can make a fist with your hand and rest your temple there. If you need height, make sure there is no straining on the neck. Make sure this feels alright. And remember, forehead down is always an option. Find your breath. Ardha Makarasana is a wonderful pose to ground ourselves, to feel supported by earth. Feel the breath moving into the back of your body. Feel your hips releasing with every exhalation, and don't make it a goal to open up to a certain point. Just let your body relax. Take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you're ready, bring your hands under the forehead and extend your leg back down, toes touch, heels out. Notice your hips, notice your back, your neck. If you had the blanket or prop under your knee, you may pass it to the other side. And when you are ready, bring your gaze towards the left and your right hand by your hip. And once more, we check first with the neck. If this is comfortable, we may rest the temple on the floor. Maybe we stay centered. When you're ready, bend your left knee and open your knee out to the left, finding that blanket if you have one. Once more, we hug the ground with the top hand.
the top arm. Pay attention to how the body lands on the floor and try to adjust so you get very comfortable here so you can truly let go from the toes to the crown of the head. Allow your fingers to curl naturally in towards the palm or down towards the floor. Relax your jaw and your face. And let your body sink towards the ground with every exhalation, rising and falling. Take one more breath here, full deep breath. And with control, when you're ready, bring your hands under the forehead and extend your left leg down, big toes touch, heels out. Let us take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you're ready, extend maybe your right arm towards the top of the mat. Rest your ear on your upper arm, left hand on the floor. And this is gonna help you to twist, and turn onto your back. So the next pose I will give you first, the first option. And then you decide if you want to stay here or maybe you want to take it to a different place. So let's see what works today. So you're going to bend your knees and bring your foot soles on the floor and have your left ankle over the right thigh. So from here you can press your left knee away from you and get that nice stretch through your hip. You could stay here, or if you want more, and if your knees and hips allow, you could bring your knee towards the thigh, your right knee towards the thigh. So you create some resistance, your left knee pushes away. Meanwhile, you use your arms to get the right thigh in. You could also take your strap if it's too much pressure to hold onto the leg and stay here. So these are the options if you would like to stay on your back. And if that is a no for you, you can keep your foot on the floor and push your knee away and stay here. Otherwise, and then when we switch, you just stay at the center. You can bring your knees together and relax, or butterfly, and then we'll do the other side. All right? If you decide to do something else, we're gonna return onto our bellies. And then from here, bring yourself onto your tabletop position. You can have your blocks handy or your blankets, or make yourself some extra padding for your hip. So from tabletop position, actually that's too far. From tabletop position, bring your left knee in between the hands and move your knee towards your left hand. Your foot might go towards the opposite hand, towards the right. Curl the back toes under, pick up the knee and extend your body farther back. Uncurl the toes.
If this, for whatever reason, feels like too much for your foot, you can have one of your blankets under your foot if you would like that extra support. And so that's another option. The other option is to have blocks or blanket under your left hip to balance up your hips. You could stay up here in cupcake hands and breathe. Some of you who are comfortable can allow your body to go forward, maybe rest your elbows on the floor, maybe stack your fist and bring your forehead down, maybe bring yourself all the way down. And once again, it all depends what the body wants. And whichever version you have chosen, breathe here. Don't let your mind wander. Make sure that your knee is okay, that your hip is okay, that your hips are balanced. And we tend to lean towards the one side, so trying to stay centered. We're going to take one more breath, full deep breath. If you are on your back, you can let go of your leg and release your foot on the floor and uncross your legs. If you're here on your Kapotasana with me, you can bring your hands under the shoulders, push yourself up slowly, maybe go into a gentle back bend. And on your next exhalation, bring your gaze down to your hands and push yourself onto your knees, going onto tabletop position. Find your tabletop, maybe go into active tabletop, push the mat away from you, tailbone can go up and stay here as you press your feet down, or you can go into some cat-cows. If your body is calling for downward facing dog, you're welcome to go for it. I'm just making sure that it is not bringing tension or pressure onto your head or your eyes, especially if you are doing this class. Well, today not, but in the future, like when you, if you pick it for a headache, maybe downward dog wouldn't be like the best place to go. So you want to do the same thing on the other side. So when you're ready, come back to center and come onto your tabletop. Then bring your right knee forward and maybe towards the right ankle, wrist, and your ankle towards the left wrist. Okay, that. And then from here, curl the back toes under, pick up the back knee and extend your body back. Uncurl the toes. And once again, you can have that other blanket under the foot or under the ankle. If you used support for one side, I recommend that you do the same thing for the other side so you stay even if you don't feel you need it. And maybe cupcake hands here, breathe. And the next time you exhale, walk your hands forward. And find that place that will work for you the best. Each side is different and you will feel it like one side usually is more flexible. So if you started with your non-so flexible side,
Try to stay where you were on the one side that is not so intense, even if you feel like not much is happening. So then we can not only work with our flexibility, but we can start getting the body back to balance, back to center, without promoting the overcompensation. You can rest your forehead on your fist or on the floor, or stay up on your elbows. Deepen your breath. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. If you are on your back, you can let go of your leg and release your foot on the floor, uncross your legs. Either go in butterfly position or let your knees meet at the center. If you were on Kapotasana, hands under the shoulders, and take your time to bring yourself up. We're gonna go onto tabletop position. So when you are ready, push yourself up and bring yourself onto your knees. You can have your blanket under the knees if you choose. Otherwise, from your tabletop, send your tailbone up as you inhale. Gaze maybe forward or up. And exhale, tuck your tailbone round your back, head down. 2 more. Those of you on your backs, you can meet us on tabletop to do cat-cows, or you can do any stretch that feels right while you are on your back. From whatever posture that you are, we're gonna meet on a seated position. So once you finish your cat-cows, come back to center, walk your hands back towards your knees, and maybe have your blanket as support to tilt your pelvis forward. So remember that I said at the beginning of the practice that we were going to do the mudra, the pranayama with the mudra. So if your area is disinfected and you are fine, good to go to do it with your hands, you're gonna do it with the mudra. If not, we're gonna repeat what we did at the beginning of the practice, hands-free, so you still get to work with the flow of prana. All right, so when you are ready, gonna bring yourself back onto Sukhasana or easy pose. You can use as many props as needed. Relax your shoulders back and down, slightly tuck your chin onto your chest. So depending what works for you, you could have your thumb on your right nostril and your index finger to use it for your left nostril and work like this. Otherwise, we might work with Vishnu Mudra. So bring your index and your middle finger into your palm so that we work with the thumb and the ring finger. So this can be too much for some people. So if that's the case, please make sure that you work with your thumb and index. If you're not working with your mudra, you're gonna bring your hand, your right hand up and palm facing up. All right, and you're gonna start working first with one nostril and then you're gonna switch. If you're doing the alternate nostril with me, bring your thumb against your right nostril, close your eyes, tuck your chin, and breathe in through the left nostril. Then close your left nostril with your either index or ring finger. Open your thumb and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right nostril. Close. Open your left nostril and exhale. Inhale through left nostril. Close with your finger, open thumb, and exhale through right. Find your rhythm. If you are doing mudra, release your mudra, palm down, left mudra up, and breathe in and out through the left nostril. Anuloma viloma or alternate nostril breath helps with headaches and migraines. You will notice that your mind focus with ease. When you finish the exhalation, your inhalation happens on the same nostril. Close, exhale through the other, and then from that same nostril you inhale again and repeat. Those of you who are comfortable having a pause in between each breath, a pause during kumbhaka, a kumbhaka at the top of the inhalation. As you breathe in, close your nostrils. Softly, don't press too much. Maybe count to 4. And then exhale on the opposite nostril and continue with the flow of prana. If you were working with your left nostril only with your mudra and hands free, you can bring both hands up and work with your Gyan mudra through both nostrils. When you exhale through the left nostril, release your hand on your lap, wiggle your fingers, maybe flip your palms up, Gyan mudra on both hands, observe. Take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you are ready, release your mudra and help yourself onto your back so you can have props under your head, under your legs if you need a bolster or a pillow. Once you get onto your Shavasana, Go into your butterfly position. So butterfly position, aside from help to equalize the pelvis and the back and the spine, it also helps to support you with headaches and migraines. Relax your body once you get on your position. Make sure that you have as many props as needed so that you can really let go here. Your pelvis will shift and you will find that it's more neutral. Let your rib cage relax towards the floor. Don't force anything. Maybe bring your hands behind your neck, lift your head and slightly pull your head back to get a little bit of attraction on your neck. And then release. Notice your breath. If it's comfortable for you, you could use Hakini Mudra to help you with the headache. Hakini Mudra sends all the prana into the top of the head. Relax your shoulders back and down. You can rest your Hakini Mudra below the sternum on your Manipura chakra or lower at the navel, at the level of your navel, whatever feels better for your shoulders. Rest the heels of the hands on your body. Remember that with Hakini Mudra, the heels of the hands are not touching, they're apart. It's like if you were holding a ball in between the hands. You can stay here in your Supta Baddha Konasana for as long as you need. Otherwise, when you're ready, release your mudra, bring your hands by your sides. With control, bring your knees up and extend your legs onto the ground. Let go. You can stay here for as long as you need. Otherwise, we'll take 2 more breaths here. Send your breath and awareness down to your feet. Wiggle your toes. Move your feet side to side. Wiggle your fingers. Stretch your arms overhead and tense every muscle and squeeze from toes to fist. Tight, 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 prune face. And release. We'll do it again. Flex or point your feet and squeeze every muscle. Your glutes, your legs, your hands, and exhale, let go. Finally, one more. Squeeze and tense and stretch from toes to fist. And when you're ready, let all tensions go. Move onto your favorite side and take a few moments once you get there. Relax your jaw, relax your face. Observe your breath. Use your top hand to help yourself up on your next exhalation. And once on your seated position, maybe use your props to find that comfortable place for you. Bring your hands together at the center of the heart and your shoulders back and down. Relax your jaw and your face. We're going to seal our practice with the sound and vibration of Om, but first we'll take a breath together. Inhale, expand. Exhale. Inhale to Om. Relax your jaw, your face. Soften your facial muscles, maybe smile. And we'll take 3 breaths together. Inhale to the top of your lungs, expand. Side out. Again, inhale. Side out. Last one, breathe in. Let all tension out. Tuck your chin onto your chest and blink your eyes open. Gaze forward. Shower yourself with your own good vibes all around you. And remember to shake off all tensions and stresses and pains and whatever it is that you don't need anymore. Thank you so much, yogis and yoginis. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.